Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Sheila Halpin, and tonight we are at the American Cancer Society Making Strides Against Breast Cancer event at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton. Tonight we're going to learn about what the American Cancer Society is doing to help prevent and stop the spread of cancer. We're going to meet survivors and thrivers tonight. So stay tuned. Let's learn more about how we can stop the spread of this terrible disease. Looking forward to meeting new people tonight and learning much more about what we can do to help our friends and family. Emily, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Tell us why you're involved.
So I am involved because I am actually a survivor of breast cancer myself. I was diagnosed at 26 years old, and upon completion of my treatments, Bethany Lynch here at Making Strides heard my story and asked me to be the survivor speaker back in 2019, and it's been a love affair ever since. I volunteered on the committee for 4 years, and I recently got hired on as a staff partner.
Well, we're so glad that you're here and that you're thriving. When you first got that diagnosis, how did you feel?
Definitely a mixture of emotions. Shocked, scared, a lot of different emotions, but mostly shocked and scared.
And you went through treatment. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I did 5 months of IV chemotherapy, lost my hair and everything. I had a bilateral mastectomy, and then I had 30 rounds of radiation. And then to top it all off, I did 5 more months of oral chemotherapy.
And how long have you been cancer free?
5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So your story must be an inspiration to the other people that we're going to meet tonight.
I hope so. I hope so. You know, you got to make something good out of the bad that comes in your life.
And now you're working for the Cancer Society.
I am, yes.
So tell us a little bit about your job.
So my job is essentially to be a good steward of the mission of the American Cancer Society here in Manatee and Sarasota counties. So we do things such as put on events for survivors on a Mother's Day event. We have top fundraiser socials to honor our top fundraisers. We have this kickoff, this wonderful kickoff that really helps us celebrate our survivors and thrivers, announce our Men Wear Pink campaign members, and thank our sponsors that help, they pour into this organization. And then, of course, the biggest thing I do is organize the annual walk every year. This year, it's on October 21st at Nathan Benderson Park.
If somebody wanted to participate in that walk, how do they reach out?
They can reach out in a multitude of ways. So the easiest way is just to go to makingstrideswalk.org/Sarasota Manatee. It'll give you all of the details about our walk this coming season, as well as my contact information on there.
Wonderful. And if you had something to say to somebody that might just be going through cancer, what would you like to share with them?
Two things. Number one, I would say be your own advocate, because as good as these doctors are, sometimes they miss things, and I was misdiagnosed myself for 10 months. That could have been a game changer for me. It could have been my life. And the other big piece of advice I would give is just to get tapped into the community. It's a very isolating feeling going through cancer treatments, any kind of cancer treatments, but when you find your community, it really helps you in your fight, in your survivorship, and in just in your life in general.
Thank you so much. We're so glad that you're here tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Joy, why are you involved in the event tonight?
I got involved in the Making Strides event about 10 years ago as a, believe it or not, new nurse in oncology. And I decided that I wanted to give back to the community more than just the bedside nursing. And I joined up with Making Strides because they were raising money, they were doing good, and they were raising awareness. And awareness is so, so important.
What were some things that you would like to share with the families out there that might be going through this?
I want to share with the families that there is support, there is resources for you, there are people behind you, people wanting to do things for you, and that research is developing every single day, and there's more and more ways that we're going to get to a cure.
And what are some things that the American Cancer Society does in our community to help families and people that are experiencing cancer?
People that experience cancer and the resources we have in Sarasota County are incredible. There are ride sharing programs, meal programs, financial assistance, assistance with therapies. There's just, it goes on what we can do for our community. And it's thanks to events like this that help.
And how do people get involved? You said you got involved 10 years ago. How would somebody that's watching get involved?
Cancer.org.
And what words of inspiration do you have?
Words I have, just keep going. Keep going. We're there for you.
Thank you so much. We're glad that you're here for us.
Thank you.
Susan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Why are you at the event?
I'm at the event because I am a 7-year cancer survivor. And after I was done with treatment for about 3 years, and the doctor breaks up with you because, that's what they do. And they say, I don't want to see you for 3 months. You're kind of lonely and you don't know what to do with yourself. So I decided to start My Breast Friends 941. And we offer support groups where we have speakers, meditation. We might do yoga. We might laugh, cry. We drink wine, we have hors d'oeuvres, we just have a good time with each other. I also give people grocery and gas cards if they need it, just to take the edge off. Babysitting, tutoring, whatever they need. If they need their house cleaned, their yard mowed, we try to get it done while they're going through the treatment. And then when they're better, they join the group and they help out. So it's a full circle.
Now, where do you support these families?
In the 941 area code.
So anybody can get in touch with you through the 941. And is there a website that they go to or a phone number?
There is a website. It's called mybreastfriends941.org. And the phone number is 941-807-3357.
And you're a 7-year survivor yourself.
Yes, I am.
How was that when you first heard about the diagnosis?
Well, I kind of felt like I knew. So I kind of thought about it, for 6 months or a year. And my family wasn't ready, but I knew.
How did you know?
I just had a feeling. I just felt like something was wrong, and I kept begging for help, and they'd say, "Oh, don't come until your yearly appointment." And then finally, when I got there, they're like, "Oh, no, you got to go, get a biopsy. You got to do this." And then they start rushing you, and that's what I meant by the doctor breaking up with you, because they're like your lifeline.
So early advocacy?
Yes, that would be great.
And then how do you support the families? I know that you said it sort of sounds like it's individualized.
It is. What they do is the doctor usually gives them my information. They can go on the website and fill out forms. They call me. I do tons of peer support. I've done peer support with someone in Uganda even that just found it on the web and needed somebody to talk to. So it works out really well. It's a neat thing, and I love to see it come full circle.
Well, how many families have you supported through your endeavor?
I do around 40 a year. But the doctor right now that I work with closely, she diagnosed 6 patients last week. So who knows? But we've got to find a cure.
We do. And that's why we're all here tonight. But in the interim, thank you so much for what you have developed to support families in the 941 area.
Thank you so much. And my goal was to franchise this. That's why it says 941, because I was going to do 813 and all that, but I'm just one person, so we're going to get this going first.
Well, one conversation at a time. So hopefully somebody will see this and want to help you expand.
Perfect. Thank you.
Wanda, tell us why you're at the event this evening.
I am at the event. I was invited because I'm a breast cancer survivor of 5 years.
Congratulations. What was it like when you got that diagnosis?
Very scary. Didn't know what to do. Didn't know which way to turn. But through my breast cancer navigator, I was very, very comfortable. And I just got through it with my family, by my support. They was right there by my side every inch of the way, every mile of the way, they was there.
What is a breast cancer navigator for people that are watching that may not have heard that term before?
The breast cancer navigators, when you first get diagnosed with breast cancer, they call you and introduce you. What they do, they navigate you through everything. After they give you a positive diagnosis, that's when they start navigating you through the doctors and what to expect and everything. So she followed me through everything, getting my doctor, going in for the surgery. After the surgery, she was there, and just after the chemo and also radiation, she was there all the way. It's more like the navigator is more like a support person that holds your hand and walk you through the whole journey.
And as you said, it can be very isolating when you receive that diagnosis. Was that navigator there for emotional support also?
No, my daughter was there. My daughter was there when they called me and told me it was positive. She was sitting right there by my side. I was holding her hand, and so they asked me was I alone? I said no, my daughter's here. Is it okay if her? She listened. Yes, this is why I have her here.
What advice do you have for somebody that might just be hearing that they have cancer?
What advice would I give them?
Yes.
Try not to go through it alone. Try not to go through no depression. Just accept the support as it comes.
How were you diagnosed with cancer? Did you have a feeling? Was it a
I had found a lump in my right breast. So what I did, I called my daughter over and I said, did she feel the same thing or was I just imagining something in my head? So she said, yeah, mom, like that. I said, well, in 2 weeks, I'm scheduled for a mammogram. So in the 2 weeks, I went for the mammogram. The first mammogram, they called me and told me I had to go through another mammogram. That's when I noticed something different. I felt different then. So because they said they seen something. So then I had to go through the 3D dimension mammogram. And that's when they told me that it was, after the biopsy, they told me it was cancerous. Just in the right breast.
Well, we are so glad that you are here with us tonight. You're an inspiration to other families and other people that are experiencing this. So, thank you for being a 5-year survivor.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Bethany, you are the force behind this evening. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
This is an amazing evening. This is our Making Strides Kickoff and our Men Wear Pink celebration, and we bring together our survivors and thrivers in our community, our sponsors that support us year after year, our Men Wear Pink ambassadors who are fearlessly out there and tirelessly raising money for our cause, and then also our top fundraisers for our Making Strides event. It's just everyone in the community who supports what we do. It's awesome. It's kind of a big pep rally for the season.
It is a big pep rally, and the energy is phenomenal.
Awesome. It's awesome. I love it. It's so nice to be back together, and we were back together last year, but I feel like it was a little trepid. Like we're out full effect, and we have 500 people here tonight. It's crazy. We had to close the reservations because it was just so full, and people really support the mission here. They follow the pink. They support the pink.
And why is it important for everybody to support the pink?
Well, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime, and that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of people, right?
It affects everybody.
It affects everybody, and no matter who you are or where you are, what age you are, what ethnicity you are, what socioeconomic class you are, you can be affected by breast cancer. And so it's really important that we at the American Cancer Society get the information out about getting your screenings, listening to your doctor, getting your screenings, doing the things that can help prevent and then also treat the breast cancer if you have it. So it's just really important to get that message out there. That you're not alone if you're going through this. We're here to help utilize the resources we have, use our community partners within the health systems as well. We can get through this. The mortality rate has gone down 42%, which is amazing. So it doesn't necessarily mean if you get a diagnosis of breast cancer, that doesn't mean the worst outcome. Get it early, treat it, and you have a better outcome.
How would you describe a successful event for you tonight?
Ooh, a successful event. So what I hope after tonight is that if you haven't already signed up for the walk, you sign up for the walk. If you haven't already started fundraising, you start fundraising. If you know a survivor that doesn't know about the American Cancer Society, you tell those people about what we do and how we can help them. That would be success.
Well, it's going to be a successful night, I'm sure.
So thank you.
Thank you. Ronnie, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Why are you involved in the event?
I'm a 5 year survivor. And the first year after I was diagnosed, I saw that there was a walk at Benderson, and I participated, and I was able to feel the love and the sharing that everybody else was there. And I decided it was something I wanted to do. So for the last 5 years, we've been raising money to the point that we're now number 14 nationally without any corporate help.
That's amazing. How do you get people to participate with your team?
We actually belong to University Park Country Club, and we have what we call their Pink Week, where we do tennis events, golf events, and things like that. And we're starting to get a few other country clubs in the area involved, and all that money is going to go to our team, which is now sponsoring a research project at Moffitt, a woman researcher who's doing research on breast cancer metastasis and aging.
That's wonderful. Is it hard to get people interested and involved once you have that conversation?
It's not hard to get them involved. It's hard to get their thought process in the right place. It's, oh, yeah, well, that's a great idea. Get back to me on it. And it takes a lot of perseverance, a lot of callbacks, a lot of knocking on doors. People have a good intentions, but sometimes they just don't have the time.
Well, and unfortunately, everybody is impacted by cancer.
1 in 8 women. Yeah. And that helps our cause. I have several people who have contributed who are not breast cancer survivors, but are, prostate cancer survivors or whatever. It all, you help me, I help you kind of thing.
And you're a major fundraiser. Tell us about that.
Well, like I said, our team is number 1 in Sarasota, Manatee, number 1 Southwest Florida, number 14 nationally. And we do it strictly, my co-chair, Eileen Cantarella, and I just do it ourselves. We just knock on doors. We have raffles. We do a lot of pleading sometimes. But it's such a worthy cause, it's worth it.
Well, thank you so much for changing the lives for the people that are coming after you. If somebody wanted to start a team, what suggestions do you have for them?
I would say go on to the makingstrideswalk.org and sign up as a team. Our particular team is answertocancersrq.com, but anyone's welcome to join that team. Go there just to answertocancersrq.com. But if you want to start a team on your own, just go to the makingstrideswalk.org, sign up, and you don't have to come to the walk either. You can just gather money and contribute.
And the more money, the faster we're going to find a cure.
Absolutely. We're on our way.
Have a great night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Fiona, share a little bit about what's happening tonight.
So we're here for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer kickoff evening, one of the funnest events that we have in the whole campaign. We're excited to be at the Ritz-Carlton once again. They're such great partners of ours, and 500 of our closest friends here to celebrate with us.
What's going to happen tonight?
We're going to share some really moving moments about people's journey as they've battled breast cancer, men and women. And then we have some words from some of our sponsors. Some of our top fundraisers are going to be acknowledged. And we're going to acknowledge our Men Wear Pink campaign as well.
And what is that?
The Men Wear Pink campaign is just my heart and soul in this endeavor. It is a group of men. We have our largest group to date this year. We have 40 men this year that have committed to each raising $2,500. They exceeded their goals tenfold last year by raising over $200,000. So it was an incredible year of fundraising. We have some new guys this year and repeat guys that have been with us 5 or 6 years as well. So they're kind of the veterans showing the new guys the way. So
That's wonderful. Why is fundraising so important?
Well, that's the only way we're going to find a cure. So we want to do as much fundraising as we can so we can put that money back to research. Early detection is key. So we really highly recommend people go for their yearly exams and try to catch this disease if they have it as early as possible.
Well, and it affects everybody.
It sure does. Last year we had a man in our campaign, and this year again for the second year, who was battling breast cancer as we were doing our fundraising campaign last year. So he's back with us again. He's cancer free, and so we're so excited to have him on the team.
And tell us, what does the American Cancer Society do in our community?
So they are great as a resource for support and the care line. You can call and just get another person to talk to as you're going through your journey. Another wonderful thing that they do is the road to recovery. They give people rides to their treatment if they're without a car or they have scheduling conflicts. And then the other thing is the housing that they provide up in Tampa. People can go stay at the Hope Lodge and stay there while they're getting their treatment, so they don't have to go back and forth, and it's not as hard on their body.
Well, and it's so scary when you receive the diagnosis, you don't want it to become isolating.
Correct. You need that support. You need those other people in your community. And unfortunately, it's a disease that a lot of people have dealt with. So you do have someone that can put your arms around you and help you through it.
So at the end of the night, how would you define a successful event?
That we've shared our mission, that people are going to go out here leaving feeling exhilarated, feeling like that they are ready to share the mission as well and to help in our fundraising efforts.
Well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to tonight.
I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here.
I am being joined by Men in Pink. Gentlemen, why are you here tonight?
To support a great cause for breast cancer awareness, and that's what we do. We support local charities and try to raise as much money as we can to support those charities.
And how long have you been involved?
Well, we've been started in 2020, so the last few years, and both my mom and Nick's mother were breast cancer survivors, so we're strong and we believe in this, so we're here tonight.
And how do you raise funds?
We do all kinds of, outsourcing. We'll reach out to different people and say, this is what we want to do, raise money for this cause. Can we help you guys out? And they'll say, we're doing a benefit for this, and we want to get involved. And we say, let us get involved, and that's how we do it.
And as you shared, it affects everybody. So many of us have had parents that have been impacted by this. What would you say to other men that are watching tonight?
Well, there's no reason not to get involved, and when you apply the ability to get people interested in it, they'll back you and support it, and it's a great cause. So we do things by just reaching out to local vendors, restaurants, bars, owners, people that will support it, and it turns out for a good.
Men in Pink making a difference. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Scooter, you're a man in pink.
Yes, ma'am, I am. A lot of times of the year, too, not only in October.
What does it mean that you're wearing pink tonight?
So tonight is actually my first year as part of an ambassador for Men Wear Pink for the Making Strides with the American Cancer Society. And I got involved because actually about 5 years ago as a DARE, one of my coworkers said, they do those runs with men wearing pink high heels. I think you should do high heels. So I ended up going on, found a pair of size 15 hot pink high heels that for the last 5 years in October, I wear them on every Friday just to support, the breast cancer survivors out there, just to show my love and appreciation for what they've gone to and to know that they're not alone, that we're all in this together and we're here to support, them living a happy, healthy lives and finding those treatments and those cures to make sure that they continue that long and happy life.
I love that. I wish you had your heels on tonight.
No, I got to save them for October. I couldn't bring them out this early. You got to save them for the big events. So
one of the things you're going to do is help to raise funds. Why is that so important?
Well, it's really to help, with the research. So I've had type 1 diabetes for 31 years. So I know how valuable that is to be able to fund research and to help with different clinics and for women for that support of when they have gone through it to have the proper, attire to make them feel more confident in the lives that they're living and what they're trying to accomplish. So being able to help in any way I can, with what little or a lot of money we can raise to support, that mission and what they're trying to do. So.
Well, and it's not just raising the money, you're bringing awareness.
We are, and that's a really big thing. A couple of years ago, when I was walking around downtown in the heels, and I would hand out, because I wrote a poem for doing it, because as a 6'2" man who weighs 240 pounds, people give you an odd look when you're wearing high heels. And so this woman actually came up and asked, and I gave her the poem, and she looked at me and started crying and asked, could I give you a hug? My husband is actually a breast cancer survivor. And and it was so awesome because it was coming right out of COVID, so that whole, coming out of that weird time in our lives, and to be able to touch somebody like that just with that simple, just acknowledgement of what her and her husband went through, and with her husband as a breast cancer survivor. So it just really meant the world. And so when I was asked to take part this year, I knew without a doubt this is something I needed to do, and just join that charge and that support of breast cancer survivors and who are dealing with it.
When you're having conversations about fundraising, sometimes I think people at home might think, well, I don't know how to do that. What do you have to share with them?
Well, it's about finding the right purpose, and every dollar helps. It's not, you don't have to donate $100, $1,000. $10 goes such a long way. $25, so it's really not that big ask. Because when we come together as a community, as that tribe, to support one another, a little ends up going a long way.
And it's one conversation at a time.
Yes, yes, it is. And, fortunately too, with with social media nowadays and technology, that's where it really helps kind of to spread your message and to reach out to your colleagues, your family, your friends, to let them know what I'm doing, what I'm supporting. And it's easier for them to support, what I'm doing too.
What would you say to men out there that aren't wearing pink right now?
Be brave, be bold, wear that pink. It doesn't matter. You get a lot of compliments on it. I promise you.
And change a life.
Yes, yes, you can.
Thank you, Scooter.
Oh,
That was
thank you so
awesome.
much.
Bob, thank you so much for joining us. I know you support all of these events. Can you tell us why?
I did it before my wife was diagnosed with cancer 7 years ago. I mean, our station has been involved with Making Strides and American Cancer Society, of course, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. So it's important for me for that reason just to be a part of the community. It's such a wonderful organization that helps so many people, right? And then having my wife diagnosed with it makes it a little bit more intense, uh, making strides against breast cancer. You do the walk, you get people raising money. And I just read where I think it's over 280,000 people were diagnosed with breast cancer just this past year. 280,000. I mean, that's a lot. So you got your survivors here and your thrivers here, and you got your real men in pink. I just saw Scooter. Scooter, I know Hugh Shields is part of it too and has been. I've done that in the past. So I want people out there to help out raising money for a cause that eventually will be cured.
Take us back when your beautiful wife was diagnosed. How did your family survive through that?
Well, she tells a better story than I do. At first it's denial. I think you kind of, it's not really happening, and then the doctor comes out and says, "Hey, this is the real deal." So it's tough. Obviously, I still look back at it and get emotional, but yeah, she does a great job. She does a great job, but it's tough. It's tough not just for the person that's been diagnosed, but for the family.
Because the whole family is going through this with your wife or with your husband.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always get emotional about this, and it's okay, but whatever. Uh, and I think the support groups that she does and the American Cancer Society does too are very important.
And it's so important to talk about it because there are people going through it right now and they're thinking, how am I going to get through this? And it can be isolating.
Right, right. It kind of just all comes together right there, where people here don't feel alone because you got such a big support group right here, and I think that's important.
Your family's a great inspiration. You being at all these events, what would you say to any men out there?
Help out, be a big support. You never know. I mean, it happens, and it can happen quickly. So uh, just know that there's a lot of people out there trying to find a cure. And with the monies that are raised from this event, it helps try to do that. And I think we're getting closer and closer each year.
I think so too. And 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. They got to find out why that's happening too. I think that's a real big important aspect of it that needs to be done. But we're getting the wrap up here pretty soon. I think.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, and keep up the good work, folks at home, and raise money for a wonderful cause.
There you go. Thank you,
Doc.
Bob.
Good evening, and thank you very much for joining us here tonight at the kickoff for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer and Real Men Wear Pink. My name is Allison Emery from Grapevine Communications, and I am honored to be your honorary co-chair this year. By joining us today and throughout October for our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk, you are committing to being that hope, being that future for everyone. So let's hear it for everyone joining us today. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Harrigan from ABC7, chief meteorologist for 38 years, filling in for Paul Delgado tonight that couldn't make it for maybe a channel, whatever that channel is up in Tampa. I don't know what it is. But anyway, on behalf of the American Cancer Society and your Making Strides team, welcome and thank you for joining us. Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, a very important organization and a big, big walk that's coming up the October 21st, and I'm making sure that the weather is going to be absolutely perfect, all right? That's my goal. That's why they got me up here tonight. And it's due to all of you right here in the room. We've got survivors and strivers, and we've got sponsors that are making this a big deal here tonight as well. A big round of applause for all of them for being here tonight on this kickoff party for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer.
Okay, if you're wondering what makes us credible to be standing on this stage and being your cheerleaders for the night, here's our stories, very, very briefly, because we're not the important ones. You are. So my grandmother, anyone seen Frozen? So my Norwegian grandmother, Anna Hammer, what a cool name, right? She was a beautiful woman. She was a nurse. She was a lover. She succumbed to breast cancer when I was 4 years old. But I remember her vividly. And her strength stays with me today. So when my sister was diagnosed in 2019, my world stopped. We're Chiefs fans, that's a big deal. Sorry. But she's a survivor now. She rang that bell in 2021. Yes, damn right. And in honor of her journey and in honor of all of you, I made the decision in November of last year to have a preventative double mastectomy. And I'm so glad I did it. And what you go through, what you endure, what you survive, what you live to help others learn from is inspiring. So keep doing it, keep supporting us, and thank you all very much. Bob's gonna share his story now.
Yes, amazing story there, Allison. We all have stories. Obviously, that's why we're here tonight. The reason why I'm here tonight is because Paul Delgado couldn't make it. I'm just a little joke. They tried to get the fill-in guy for the morning, but he couldn't make it. No, I've been with ABC7 for 38 years now, and I think that most all those years we had something to do with the American Cancer Society in one way or another. I remember at one point I went to a swim meet. There were only 30, 40 people there, and I had to wear a bra and swim, a pink bra at that, and swim against the Olympic swimmers. So it's been a lot of fun. You know, that's one thing about this organization in particular. It's a lot of fun, right? I mean, I met a band last year on the walk. I had to stop and take my phone out, 1076. I said, these guys are good. They're rocking and rollers, man. I love this. And they were young. They were all 17, 18 years old, so I took video of them. And that's what it was all about, right? Having fun and making a difference in the community. And that's why you're here tonight. Another reason why I'm here is my wife, Susan. Where you at, Susan? Woohoo! Susan Harrigan right there. 7-year survivor, breast cancer. Woo! Yes. And it's emotional. Obviously, you heard from Allison, you heard from me. I mean, we all have stories, right? And I don't want to take up time with that, but every time I hear about it, 7 years she made it through double mastectomy. So that's the reason why we're here, folks, for you and for everyone else. The 290,000 people have been diagnosed with breast cancer just this past year. That's why we're here.
I cried, I lost a bet. Sorry. Thanks largely to decades of work and the dollars that you have helped us raise, a breast cancer diagnosis does not come without hope. The journey is not one that will ever be traveled alone. Today, we come together in celebration for all we have accomplished, with the goal to end breast cancer as we know it, for everyone.
And the first thing I would like to do is welcome our VIPs, very important people here, that the survivors and the thrivers that are here tonight. So welcome, thanks a lot for that. Survivors and thrivers are the heart of making strides against breast cancer movement and the reason why we are continuing to do what we do here at the American Cancer Society. So thanks a lot. The work that we do every day to save lives by providing free lodging. This is just some of the things that they do, okay? Free rides to treatment, answering your calls, and funding groundbreaking research is made possible by the support of the many sponsors who have joined us with us on this mission right here. So again, a big round of applause for all the survivors here and thrivers.
Let's give these heroes a moment to find their seats. Tonight's celebration would not be possible without the support of the 2023 Kickoff sponsors. So please take a moment and let us recognize, of course, the roof over our head. Thank you to the Ritz for the amazing venue. This donation is remarkable. Inspire AV for the audio visual tonight. Thank you very much. It's exceptional. Beneva Flowers and Plantscapes for the beautiful centerpieces at all of your tables. Nothing Bundt Cakes, the best, for all the sweet treats that we'll enjoy in a little bit. Juliana Montaigne Photography, thank you very much. Christopher McCoy Photography, thank you. Jean Johansson, for those of you who enjoyed the music on the way in, Dean Johansson for the lovely music we heard outside.
And alongside tonight's sponsors, our event sponsors also serve as leaders in the fight against breast cancer through both their donations and team fundraising, which is so important, right? The teams here, big round of applause for all the teams that raise funds each and every year for this big walk. The presenting sponsor, the Brian D. Jellison Cancer Institute at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, who we interviewed on ABC7 just a minute ago. The platinum sponsor, J.P. Wiseman Construction. And silver sponsors, Badger Bob Services, D&D Garage Doors, Seacoast Bank, HCA Florida Healthcare, Florida Cancer Specialist and Research Institute, Truly Nolan Stock Development, Nathan Benderson Park, and of course, Cox Chevrolet with the big car in the background. We appreciate you guys coming out here. And all the men who are in Men Wear Pink corner right here. Thank you very much.
All right, so, and of course, to help get the word out about our event, we also have our 2023 regional media partners. Fox 13, thank you very, very much. They're working hard to keep the dialogue going about our cause, and we thank them for their support.
Fox who? No, just kidding.
For effect.
Fox 13, by the way, they are presenting sponsor, but you have to realize that this is a regional area that covers not just Sarasota, but it covers entire Tampa Bay area, all the way over to Lakeland. So that's the reason why we're all kind of working together. But it doesn't matter. We drop those kind of, little mini battles for a greater cause, which is finding a cure and beating this breast cancer, okay? We want to thank also our national partners who got me a drink, by the way. I appreciate that. Chevrolet and Zeta, Tau Alpha, as many other supporting sponsors that we see here tonight. We couldn't do it without you sponsors. Big round of applause for all of them. Thanks again. I know your hands are hurting, but they really make a big difference right there.
The volunteers and leaders in the Sarasota Manatee area are the backbone of what we do and the funds we raise that go toward finding a cure, providing resources, and saving lives. Thank you for your support. I would now like to take this opportunity to recognize an exceptional group of volunteers. Let's give a big thank you. We're gonna go whoop whoop on this one. We're not gonna clap on this one. To our 2022 pace setters, who each individually raised $2,500 or more last year. If you are here, please stand. Let's get it. We're not gonna applaud. We're gonna whoop whoop. Stand up, pace setters. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop.
There they are back there. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, baby. That's some over here. Thank you. And next, and equally as important, let's thank our 2022 Grand Club members who each raised $1,000 or more last year. The Grand Club members, please stand. We'll give them a whoop, whoop, too, and be recognized for your local hard work. Come on now, stand up. Whoa, whoa!
Sounds like a train in here. Oh, you're in.
Whoop, whoop. By the way, at the end of this, in conclusion, I am going to give a patented headstand from the stage if everything goes well. It's just so that you remember me and not that other guy from Channel 13. I'm going to use that the whole night. So, I was going live on my Facebook page, right? I'm doing a live show. We're here, yada, yada, yada. We're doing a great thing. I'm going live. I got 50,000 followers. And then I go down to a nice shot of the walk, right, on the monitor here. And the next thing that comes up is Channel 13, media sponsors. I go, oh, well, we're taking I can't edit that out. We also like to celebrate an incredibly dedicated team of volunteers, Team Answer to Cancer SRQ, for their phenomenal fundraising achievements over the past 4 years. I didn't know this, but Team Answer to Cancer SRQ, get this, has raised over $223,000 for making strides against breast cancer. That is incredible. They have ranked, get this, nationally in the top 20 for the past 3 years, but that's not all. Sounds like a Ron Paul Peele commercial. That's not all. They have committed to raising another $400,000 over the next 4 years to fund a research grant right here in Tampa Bay at Moffitt Cancer Center, where my wife went. Co-captains Ronnie Laundrie and Eileen Cantrella, I believe. Please stand, and thank you for all you do. Where are you at? Ronnie Laundrie and Eileen Cantrella, thank you for all you do.
And thank you to all of our team captains. Lisa Grapevine, we wouldn't show up that day with our shoes ties without you. And participants for joining in the movement this year. Your contributions matter and every dollar counts. We work to end cancer as we know it for everyone. And at your tables are team leader pledge cards. Please fill one out. Tell us that you're joining in the movement. Tell us that you want to be a part of what we're doing. When you leave tonight, turn in your pledge card and pick up your team captain fundraising toolkit. Sounds fancy. Inside, you will find tips and tricks on how to make a difference, and it's as easy as they're going to send you the link. Share it on social media. They're going to send you the information. Forward some emails. It's that easy. You'll be surprised how quickly people are compelled to support you and participate and to help fight breast cancer.
And that's an important point. Social media is such a big deal right now, obviously, right? I mean, you think about it. I just saw a post that I posted a few months ago that got 44 million views. I mean, so you can make a difference all across the world on a certain post. So remember to do that. And it was about a shark, by the way, if you guys are wondering, what the heck was that about? It was a shark. It was a shark. Some guy caught it and let it go, which was kind of nice. They let the shark go. And I think all across the world, people see that. And I think all across the world, people are fighting this too, breast cancer. So everyone has a reason to help out. And you wouldn't know it, just post it and see what happens, okay? The American Cancer Society's mission is to improve the lives of people with cancer and their families through advocacy, research, and patient support to ensure everyone has an opportunity to prevent, detect, and treat and survive cancer. So every person means working with every community. And that is why our work is so important and why your commitment today is so important. And every single donation or dollar raised helps. Look at how your donations have made a difference over the years and will continue to do so. You know, one day, Allison, we hope that we no longer have this kickoff party, as you know, that it's been solved. And the way things are going so fast now with AI and everything, I think we're getting closer and closer every year, and it's really advanced as a result of the computer technology and everything else that's happening in our worlds right now.
He may only be right 75% of the time when he's on air, but tonight he's 100% right about that.
Yeah, it's good.
Nailed it. Did you know that over 290,000 people a year are diagnosed with breast cancer? There are more than 4 million women in the U.S. who are breast cancer survivors and more than 150,000 women who are surviving and thriving with metastatic breast cancer. We are making a difference through the work we are doing. Believe that, hear that, be a part of it, continue to participate.
And to talk about how we're making a difference together, to talk about it, please welcome to the stage Kelly Batista, Executive Director of the Brian D. Jellison Cancer Institute of Sarasota Memorial. Come on up.
Good evening. Thank you for the warm introduction, and thank you for sharing your personal stories. It's so impactful to hear that. So much support here in this room. As mentioned, I'm Kelly Batista with Sarasota Memorial Healthcare System. I'm joined up here with Susan Delac, one of our patients and survivors, who I'm going to introduce here momentarily. But I first just want to recognize, wow, what a great event. What a great event coming together tonight. You know, at Sarasota Memorial, being a public hospital system, we are members of the community in that we also serve the community. And we are here to support the American Cancer Society in making strides, not just in events like these, which are so important to raise that awareness, bring that message, not nationally even, but locally, to communities like ours, and the importance of breast cancer screening, treatment, and survivorship. And what's beyond that is the partnership that we create in community care here between Sarasota Memorial and the American Cancer Society. We talked a lot about the national numbers that are out there in breast cancer and survivorship. Here locally, what that translates to is support from the American Cancer Society and things like transportation grants, that our oncology nurse navigators are able to connect our patients here locally with rides to their treatment, improving their access to that quality cancer care here locally where we all live and where we all love.
Welcome to the start of Making Strides season. Before we begin, I just want to thank the ACS team for putting on such a wonderful event and for all their hard work leading up to the walk this coming October. A round of applause for Emily, Bethany, and the entire Making Strides team and volunteers. They worked so extremely hard behind the scenes to bring breast cancer research to our forefront. I am honored to share my survival story with you. My name is Jenny Malone Wiseman, as they said, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in May of 2018 when I was 42 years old. When Emily asked me to share my breast cancer story with you this evening, I was a little hesitant. I felt as though I had a mild case of breast cancer. It was not a rare or aggressive form of breast cancer like triple negative. I was very lucky. My breast cancer was caught extremely early. I was stage 1 DCIS. But was it luck? And how in the world can you consider hearing the words, "you have breast cancer," lucky? The answer comes from a famous quote. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The key words here being luck, preparation, and opportunity. My early diagnosis was not luck. It was due to my preparation and staying diligent with my mammograms and screening. The reason I knew about the importance of screening is because of the American Cancer Society. ACS is the opportunity. ACS is the leading driver of educating women about the importance of early screening, which leads to early detection. My husband's company, JP Wiseman Construction, has been a top sponsor of Making Strides for several years. In 2018, my husband, John Wiseman, agreed to be the presenting sponsor for Making Strides for the very first time. He wanted to honor his late mother, Peggy Wiseman, who died at the age of 48 of breast cancer. Peggy did not have the opportunity for early detection. She did not have the health care or the access to screening provided to so many women now due to ACS. Just a few months after John agreed to sponsor, ironically, I heard the words, "You have breast cancer." I did not have any symptoms. I did not feel a lump. I have zero family history of breast cancer. So naturally, I did not absorb the words from my surgeon after my lumpectomy. It was not until my first day of radiation that I realized those words were real, and I had a battle ahead of me. And a major part of that battle was educating myself on my new normal. ACS was a constant source of education and motivation for me during my treatment. My treatment ended in the fall of 2018, and I was ecstatic to turn the page on a new chapter in my life. I was ready to wake up and not have breast cancer as the first thing that hit my mind every morning. But what I found was that breast cancer, it's not a one and done. It's a lifelong journey. While we survivors, we get the all clear, or we get to ring the bell, we still have to endure an onslaught of tests every year. There are the follow-up mammograms, the ultrasounds, the MRIs, the blood work every 6 months or more. And through my talks with my Making Strides friends, I learned the word scanxiety. Yes, it is a real thing. It is that gut-wrenching, unwanted feeling that you have anytime you have a scan coming up. And our loved ones experience the same unwanted anxiety as well. So, I decided a good way to overcome this was to try and take control. Now, I realize that I cannot be fully in control of my breast cancer, but I do have control over my medical history and my decisions. It was then that I created the Breast Binder Ever, so appropriately named by my sweet husband. It's a binder about this big. I'm almost on to binder number 2, and it's not the best binder ever, it's the breast binder ever. And every year, the Making Strides walk is the breast day ever, so thank you. But I decided to create that binder. My breast binder is a complete chronological paper trail of my diagnosis journey and my post-cancer treatment. The front of my binder is a timeline of every test, the date, and the outcome. So when I check in for those tests, yes, you have those records. There they are. It was done on May 21st, and this was the outcome. Inside that binder is an overwhelming, yet organized collection of every single report. By the way, if anyone wants to talk to me about putting together a binder, please see me afterwards. It's a very, very healthy task to do and take control. And I'm glad I have that binder, and I documented the history, because in August of 2021, the scanxiety had come to fruition. I had to undergo not just one lumpectomy, but 3 in one day at Sarasota Memorial. I was relieved to learn that all came back benign. Then fast forward to only just 1 month ago on July 25th, I underwent yet another lumpectomy. This one too came back benign. My point in telling you this is that breast cancer, again, it is a lifelong journey. It is ACS's mission to end cancer as we know it through millions of dollars in grants, research, and awareness. Currently, there are an active 162 breast cancer research grants totaling over $120 million funded by the American Cancer Society. You are here because either you have experienced the amazing support provided by ACS or you know of someone who has. So tonight, I ask that you share your knowledge of the power and the true awesomeness of ACS by getting others involved. For all the future men and women who will hear the words, "You have breast cancer," we can show them how ACS embodies luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny, for sharing your story. These next individuals I'd like to invite on stage also hold a special place in my heart. Before changing gears to work with Making Strides officially, I made my living doing mortgages. At one point, I had switched companies and decided to work with a husband and wife team who, I could tell from the very first meeting, were special people. Servants at heart, these individuals did not skip a beat when I asked them to join the Men Wear Pink campaign, and boy, did they jump in and make a splash. It was incredible watching these two work together to make their campaign a success, putting on their first golf tournament and raising over $12,000 in their first year. That's awesome. Here to tell you more about how they make their fundraising events a success, it is my honor to welcome Luke and Sherry McFarland to the stage.
Good evening, everyone, and we're definitely honored to be a part of this program. Come over, Emily. It all started with this beautiful soul right here that she came to me one day. She's like, "Hey, will you be an ambassador?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So first, I want all my ambassadors that are real Men Wear Pink. Can you all please stand up? So, those of you guys know Emily, she's a ray of sunshine. She's so happy. She came to us looking for a mortgage job, as she said earlier, and we were so happy to hire her right in the spot. You know, she's a perfect fit for our group. She's going places. She's fantastic.
He's not staying on script.
I'm not on script.
That's okay. I'm like, stay on script. I don't talk in front of people. Anyway, so little did we know that this little powerhouse was in remission, battling breast cancer. I was totally crying, like writing this, and I don't know why. I looked at her like she had everything figured out. Like I wanted to have the energy, the positivity. She never complained or gossiped. She was never negative. It reminded me that like we never know what people are going through. A lifelong friend and sister, you.
You're doing good. Mine was doing great.
Okay, good.
So it all started one day.
Wing it.
Oh, don't mind me. So it all started one day. Emily came into my office. She's like, "Hey, do you want to be an ambassador?" I'm like, "Absolutely. That sounds like fun." Then I was like, "What do I have to do?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what do I got to do?" She's like, "Well, you got to raise money. There's a fashion show, which obviously was not my cup of tea, but hey, it was fun." So we did fashion show. And it was just great. So we were thinking. So I left the office. I was talking to her. I'm like, "What's my passion?" Because raising money is about passion, right? Everybody here, y'all have a passion for what you do. Everybody's here for a reason. So my passion is golf. I'm blessed because my beautiful wife here is an event planner. So I'm like, let's do a golf tournament. Never done it in our life. Let's do it. Let's swing it. So
Yeah.
that's how it all started. We did a golf tournament.
We did
raised
not
money.
wing it. We did not wing it.
We had we had 5 weeks to put it together. 5 weeks.
He was like, woohoo, we're
So-
gonna have golf. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. So where am I at? It was like
Organized.
so stupid. But it really was like magic in a bottle. The first year we raised $12,000. The second year was $17,000. And this year is better than ever. I can't even tell you guys, like people are coming out of the woodworks. Like we have the best course, the best giveaways, the best silent auction items. Like people are coming from everywhere. And we have people from Tampa all the way down to Naples. And they wear pink, which they love, by the way. They love like being the best dressed and whatever. And
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
it is, and they love it. I wasn't ever a fan of asking people for money or sponsorships because it's really uncomfortable. But what I realize is like people love helping people. Like at the end of the day, that's who we are authentically. And they just needed to know how.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go off script again because my wife forgot the flyers that's supposed to be on my first line here. So if you guys want to participate, you want to do whole sponsors, whatever, it's realmenwearpinkgolf.com. You can go on there.
No, men wear pink.
Men wear pink. Men wear pink. My bad. I'll get used to it.
Men wear pink.
And we asked
Golf.com.
Bob to give us a perfect golfing day, so we have a fantastic day for that. We're already 3/4 full right now, so sign up quickly, guys.
But thanks to Emily Rhodes, who is now the Senior Development Manager for the American Cancer Society of Sarasota Manatee. And we're forever family, and we love you, and we are honored that you brought us into your life and made us a part of Real Men Wear Pink.
And we also want to give a
Men
shout
wear
out to
pink.
Bethany has been our rock star too. So
Yes.
we got to give Bethany credit. She helped keep us organized. We love you.
Okay. And so we're going to do a selfie. So everyone, like, let's do it.
Everybody hands in the air.
You guys can join too. You guys can come in.
Get in.
How long are your arms?
My arms are
They're long. Everyone put your hands in the air. Let's go.
Hands in the air.
Oh my gosh, she's recording.
Wait, we're recording.
It's a video.
All right.
He's going
One
up.
more time.
There you go.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Big round of applause for them. Raising all that money with playing golf. One of my favorite things to do right there.
All right, what do we have here? Fiona, you're on stage. Now, look, guys, when Fiona and Bethany initially asked me to be a part of this, I said, I had kidney cancer, guys. Either you're really bad at anatomy or geography. But then we talked it through. And these are the people who make believers. These are the people who make passionate warriors. And Fiona is the tip of the spear. So get your butt up here, girl.
Fiona, everybody.
Thank you, Luke and Sherry, for sharing your story. So, my name is Fiona Farrell. I'm the COO for Gecko's Hospitality Group. Delighted to be here again. Thank you for having me. We know that while one person may be facing a cancer diagnosis, it takes a team of incredible supporters to help them on their journey. From oncologists to family members to coworkers and more, we are all in this together to help the ones we love and care about. Breast cancer affects everybody, women and men. That is why we have recruited men to join us to end breast cancer through the Men Wear Pink campaign. It is my pleasure to announce and introduce this year's Men Wear Pink ambassadors. Luke asked you to stand up earlier, but please, gentlemen, join me up here in front of the stage, around the stage. I think there's a lot of you here tonight, so please give it up to these wonderful men. Anywhere around here. Last year, I didn't roll off all of their names, but we were here till midnight. So this year, we decided to scale that back a little bit. Come on up here, guys, just all around. So this is the largest group of Men Wear Pink we've ever had in our Making Strides efforts. They're all going to be chatty behind me, so I'll try to be loud. Generally, we've had about 32 men. This year, we have 40 men that came forward. And because of their stories, they were all so passionate about being part of this fundraiser. So, big round of applause before I go on. Thank you. Last few guys. Hi, guys. All right. So this distinguished group of community leaders is determined to raise awareness and money to support the American Cancer Society's mission to save more lives than ever before from breast cancer. These men have each committed to raising a minimum of $2,500 each this year, right? So that is whether it's through golf tournaments, bourbon tastings, clay shoots, motorcycle rides, comedy shows, or peer-to-peer grassroots fundraising via a simple Facebook campaign. These men are truly making a difference. Listen to this. Last year, our group of men raised over $200,000. That was incredible. So once again, let's give these men a round of applause. Thank you for all that you do. So something to put on your calendar, our 2023 ambassadors will strut their stuff yet again on the runway at the 6th annual Men Wear Pink fashion show at the mall at University Town Center on September 23rd. Please visit me over at the Men Wear Pink table right on that side of the room at the end of the event if you'd like more information. But it's a super fun event. They're going to be dressed up by all the stores in the mall. Men's Warehouse is sponsoring this year. Anthony's in the room somewhere. I met him earlier. Thank you, Anthony. And many other stores. They're going to be outfitting the guys head to toe. It is a blast of an event. So please plan on being there. And thank you again to the men. We look forward to another great fundraising season. Thank you so much. Go this way. We're going to exit this way. Go that way. While they're all exiting, we need a group photo over there, guys. All over there. Herding cats, that's what it's like, okay? Can I just tell you? Also, at the end of the fundraiser, or at the end of the program tonight, at the Men Wear Pink table, we have a wine pull, where if you donate to one of the men's fundraising, you get to pull a bottle of wine to take home with you. We have about 6 or so left, so you can see me at the end. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn the microphone back over to Allison. Thank you.
Oh, is it me again?
I said Allison, but
So as you've heard from our speakers, there are many, many, many reasons and ways to support the American Cancer Society, including buying wine. Come on, how easy do we make it? The funds you raise are being put to work right now in our community through the American Cancer Society work like
all sorts of different things. You know, Luke went off script, and so do I, because I'm a meteorologist and I'm allowed to do that. Tomorrow, I'll look for mostly sunny skies. High temperatures will warm in the low to mid 90s, lows in the low 70s, only a 20% chance for a shower or two. Maybe a hurricane next week, but don't worry about it. We'll talk about that later. Hey, listen. This is Men Wear Pink. When I did it a few years ago, it was called Real Men Wear Pink. And I was a real man back then, and I still am today. No, it's a great cause. And they raise a lot of money for, look at all the money they raised just over the past couple of years there. So help them out. Again, Facebook, if you know one of them, post it and say, help this gentleman out, or whoever it may be. And the fashion show was always great there at the University Town Center. So it's been a good night. Innovative, high-impact research to find more and better treatments to uncover factors that may cause breast cancer and improve the quality of life for people facing breast cancer. And just as we heard from one of the survivors earlier, this is an amazing organization that helps so many different aspects down the road, not just the things you think of here with tests and research, but really down to earth things like providing lodging for all those people.
Does everybody know that there are resources available? Does everybody know there's research being done? Does everybody know there's lives being saved? Does everybody know how to use social media? You're on the hook. I'm not going to read this last page because we're all initiated. We're all family. Let's make it happen, okay?
Our sister advocacy organization, the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, which I didn't know about, works with all levels of the government to demand change. So this isn't just local, but it happens nationally as well, to demand change to help out with building healthier communities and provide greater, more equitable access to quality health care. And I've met these people before and talked to them before at the walk. They have a big booth there as well. The ACS-CAN or ASCAN staff and volunteers work tirelessly to make cancer a top priority and try to find a cure for public officials, and they work with public officials in the government to make sure that they are making their dollar go further and further and having some government assistance as well with this program.
Thank you to our speakers tonight. Thank you to our sponsors tonight. Thank you to our men or real men or artificial men. Thank you to Bob. It was a big deal standing on stage tonight with Bob Harrigan. University of Kansas, class of 88. University of Kansas, class of 2000.
It could have been Paul Delgado.
Come on, no. Paul who? Paul who? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's close with, what are you gonna do, some push-ups? Okay. Here's Bob Yoga.
That's how to kick it off right there, Paul Delgado.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. It's going to be a record year.